What's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 9, aptly titled Coming Home. Tom, how the hell are you?
Kiss Army, greetings. Zeus, what's up? Everybody, welcome to another fun episode here.
Oh, yeah? Guess what?
What?
We got a little surprise for you tonight. We're going to turn the microphone over to
Murph. That's who we're turning the microphone over to. Murph, how the hell are you?
I am doing well, Zeus. Thomas, how are you?
Greetings.
Kiss Army, hello.
Greetings, partner.
So, for those who do not know, and first time listening to our episode, we have mentioned the infamous Murph a few times. Murph is our old college suite mate, Tommy's high school friend, maybe even longer than high school, right? And more importantly, his roommate for 4 years at Stonehill, along with the rest of us misfits. And we invited Murph on our show today because, well, we wanted to. Tom?
Yeah, this is going to be, this could be trouble. So Murph is our longtime, like Zeus said, college roommate, but I've known Murph since kindergarten. We go back long ways. So, he's going to come on and talk about a good topic, and we figured having him on as part of the show would add a lot to it. Zeus, do you want to mention the topic, or do we want to get into that, or what do you want to do?
So, well, before we get into that, we'll get into the topic.
Okay.
What the hell's going on with Kiss in the news these days, Tom?
Well, finally, first quiet week we've had in a while. The show is rolling along. I would probably say that the only news right now is just that it continues to get really strong reviews. You got newspapers like the Chicago Tribune, everywhere they're touring, the local newspapers are just raving about them. So,
the Stonehill Gazette?
The WSH.
Murph, you remember, what was it?
Oh, God.
I didn't even know if we had a news.
We had a paper. We had something.
Dude, I think we had
WSHL.
Yeah, exactly. We had WSHL Stonehill Radio where they played the Kiss box set.
We didn't have the Kiss box set back then.
We made our own. No, but that's it for news.
Yeah, really. They for the first time, all the critics are actually telling people, what they used to get made fun of or they were marginalized for. Oh, the pyro, all the gimmicks. Now they're getting praised for. Hey, one last time they went out, hurrah, it was a great. They're starting to realize, hey, Kiss puts on a great show. The music's fun. People have a great time. Relax. Enjoy yourself. Stop being a miserable fuck. Have a good time. And it's showing. I can't tell you how many newspaper articles I see on anywhere I've looked on social media, anything that pops up, because when you follow Kiss, social media pops up everything about Kiss anytime you look at anything. And, everything I hear is positive. And even in the comment sections of most of the stuff are the people that have seen the shows talk about how great it is. The people that don't go are the miserable fucks. But the people that see it in the media love it.
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, like we said, everybody's enjoying themselves, and that's what the whole point of this is.
Murph,
we're not going to
enjoying yourself over there.
I am. I'm taking it all in,
soaking it in like a day at the beach. So, Zeus, why don't we mention the topic here and explain how Murph is going to contribute and why he's invited to this particular episode.
It's a contractual obligation that you forced me to bring your roommate in. So we chose the title Coming Home because for us it's coming home. It's the 90s. We are talking Kiss in the 90s. We call it Coming Home for us because it's our college years. And, it's me, Murph, and Tom, very nostalgic. And Murph is a third person who kind of was absorbed in the Kiss 90s through us. And like it or not, he had to put up with it. The Kiss footy pajamas, the Kiss posters, the Kiss music. And somewhere along the way, maybe even started to enjoy it. We don't know. We'll find out, though. So, Murph, tell us. Kiss in the 90s. You remember them at all?
I do, and I think it would be remiss of me to say that my introduction to Kiss, as you guys have reminded me over the years, that I am that guy that remembers all the obscure events and dates.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the first time I ever was introduced to Kiss was at Show and Tell at St. Joseph's School when Tommy brought the Dynasty album to show to the class, which Sister Susan let him show. And he gave a quick
Sister
overview.
Susan's cool then.
And similar to what you guys have mentioned, the picture of Gene terrified me. But I think I was more terrified after Tommy was done that David Felizi presented for Show and Tell his baseball card of Thurman Munson, and he said, Thurman Munson's a catcher for the Yankees, but he just died in a plane crash 2 months ago.
Welcome to kindergarten, first grade at St. Joseph's School. We talk about Kiss and dead baseball players.
This was I assume this is Medford St. Joe's,
yes.
Not St. Joseph's Prep.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Medford.
all right.
Yeah.
First grade.
So you guys were in school together. I knew you went to high school together. When did you actually start?
First grade.
First grade. And so you guys grew up in Medford and then both decided to go to AC, Arlington Catholic, an old rival of Arlington High School where I went, right?
Correct. Yep.
Correct.
Speaking of Murph's steel trap memory, I, honest to God, have no recollection of that story at all, which is another reason why we're glad Murph is on the show right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So here's the thing. For me, I got introduced to you guys freshman year. So we lived in a dorm, right?
Yep.
And what was the name of that famous dorm?
O'Hara Hall.
And we lived in a certain section called what?
Pitts.
Pitts what?
Which is what they call the basement level of the dorm room.
They each had nicknames. We were in Pitts what? Pitts South. What do you?
Well, no. Freshman year, me and Murph were in Pitts North.
What?
Yeah, we moved to Pitts South sophomore year.
So you were around the corner?
We were around the corner, correct.
Boo!
Yeah.
The losers over in that section. I was with all the deviants in Pitts South.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I always thought you were right before the door, the swinging doors.
That was Steve.
Across from
Lopes. That was Rye Guy and Steve before the doors.
And then after that was you.
Yeah. Well, kind of, around the corner. But before we bore all of our listeners with the map layout of O'Hara Hall.
Edit.
Yeah.
So now that we have Murph with us, we're going to start the tradition of our future guests. With this, we want to ask everybody that comes on the show 5 important Kiss questions. So the first question we have for you, Murph, who's your favorite member / character?
Without question, Star Child.
Oh,
of course. Shocker.
Yeah.
Love him.
I know.
I would like to get to know him.
Wouldn't you like to get to know him? Favorite Kiss song?
I would say it is a toss-up between
Tossing and
the
Turning?
original Strutter and Black Diamond.
Ooh, all right.
What is 78 Strutter, Tom?
Disco Strutter.
Yeah. And I did not know about the original. I listened to Strutter 78 for a while, and then when I heard the original, it was night and day.
Yep.
Because you can hear the Paul Stanley New York accent. I know.
Exactly.
Go ahead. You were saying something. I cut you off, Murph. Go ahead. You were saying something?
Nope, just Strutter Black Diamond, and I actually probably have gotten a bigger appreciation for Black Diamond over the years because after college, as we got into other types of music, I got into a band from the late 80s, the Replacements, and they did a cover of Black Diamond that was just awesome. So
nice.
bands I was getting into after college, you could see the roots and elements of Kiss that influenced them over the years.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say Gin Blossoms, who did appear on a Kiss album.
We'll get into that.
Yep.
All right. Next, we're going to ask you favorite Kiss album.
Got to go back to that debut album, Firehouse, Nothing to Lose, Cold Gin. I mean, just all of them. I just felt like that was a CD you pop in and just let it play. Even the Love theme. Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Theme from Kiss. How many concerts have you been to? Kiss concerts.
I believe 5. Tommy and I went to go see them do the personal acoustic set in 95. Saw them twice in 96, and then 2 subsequent shows over the years. And the more you guys talk about it, I might be buying a single ticket to join you guys at the TD Garden.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Love it.
Was Murph at the infamous I Want You concert?
Oh,
were you at the I Want You incident Kiss show?
Is what happened?
I'm not going to say what it was.
He probably
when they played I Want You, and then something occurred.
There was put it this way, a very natural occurrence.
The guy that was pissing all over the place.
No.
There was.
You're mistaking that for pissing inferno. That's a different topic. Anyways, next we'll go on favorite Kiss memory, other than Tommy bringing his CD and scaring all the kindergarten kids.
I would say that favorite Kiss memory. It would be Stone Hill College, 1994 Halloween.
Yeah,
we will get into that in more detail. Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. So let's begin the episode. So we're talking Kiss in the 90s, and circa 90s, we're all the same age, 45. We were juniors in high school at the time. Kiss had the previous year just released Hot in the Shade in 1989. So now Hot in the Shade has been released. They got a couple singles come out. I think some of the singles came out in 1990, right?
January 5th, 1990. Forever.
What did they release? Forever.
The classic Paul Stanley, Michael Bolton love song.
Michael Bolton.
I'll tell you, I have some. Since we're talking about Hot in the Shade, that album holds a very special place in my heart because the summer of 1990 was the Hot in the Shade tour. It was the first time I saw Kiss in concert. To this day, one of the greatest Kiss shows I've ever seen, with probably the greatest set list they've ever done.
You love that. You don't stop talking.
I can't stop talking about it. And another personal thing real quick about 1990 was, so they had Forever. I don't recall the exact timeline of when the video for Rise to It came out, but the one thing I remember about that video was the beginning, the makeup. We could take the makeup off. You're crazy. We could do it with the makeup. Yeah, you're crazy. Like that video was just like, oh my God. Yeah, and then I think they had a video for Hide Your Heart too, but that was just
of course.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Hot in the Shade. I mean,
he was king of the streets.
I was just gonna say that.
He was
Great line.
He was king of the streets.
But you remember this because back then in 90s, you're looking at all those bands coming up with the ballad, the big ballad, and Kiss came up with theirs. And Forever was a huge hit in 1990s, right?
Yeah,
and
it should have been, because I mean, you say what you want about power ballads, that is a well-crafted power ballad.
I love the drums in that. If you watch the video, the drumming in that is awesome.
That actually got consideration for our senior prom song.
Absolutely, yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Yep, and
we nominated it.
Actually,
go ahead, Murph.
And when you think about what we settled on, it was Forever, Love Song by Tesla, and we ended up going with Bryan Adams, Heaven.
Brutal.
So, right, there's a Kiss theme with them, though. We'll take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Good job. Yep. So they release Hot in the Shade. And unfortunately, in the first real kind of news with Kiss in the 1990 March, Eric is diagnosed, right, with cancer.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, he becomes cancer-free in July. Great news there. But then he has the hemorrhage in September. And then November 24th, Eric Carr dies. He was only 41.
Same day as Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it overshadows him.
I was just going to say that it did. It did overshadow it because, I mean, Freddie Mercury is iconic. And when you die on the same day as Freddie Mercury, unfortunately, no one's really going to pay you any attention unless you're a, you know, diehard Kiss fan. But that was yeah. Mm-hmm. Obviously tragic, you know, and at that time, I mean, that was another time where people were like, what the hell's going to happen to Kiss now? What are they going to do? And Zeus, what did they do?
Well, they brought in Eric Singer.
Yep.
And here comes Revenge. May 14th, 92. Revenge released.
Now, before we jump into May 92, let's backtrack a little bit and kind of get into Stonehill, because September 91, that's when we started Stonehill. Murph and I were roommates. You were down the hall. Had a couple CDs. Now, at that time, I had, even though I had recently seen them in concert, I had kind of shifted away from Kiss. I knew, you know, who they were, obviously, and I had, you know, a live double platinum. I had a couple of the quote-unquote basic CDs. But Kiss was not really on the forefront. You know, that's everybody was Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots.
No, that was too early.
I bought Pearl Jam 10 the summer before my freshman year. I bought that
For me, I remember coming home after college that summer and people were listening to Pearl Jam and Nirvana then. For me, I remember, look, I'll tell you my memory. When we got into Stonehill, when we first started moving in, I had that big, you know, surround speaker system, everything, remember? Yep. And I remember those speakers that were as big as I was. I brought them in, and I thought I was going to be Johnny Cool Balls and play, and I blasted Skid Row's Monkey Business. And it was like,
oh, yeah.
That had just come out.
Yep.
And was like the number one record at the time, and then Guns N' Roses was coming out, and Metallica's Black. Those are the kind of things that are still going. So hair metal is kind of changing at that point. People weren't wearing the makeup and stuff like that, and Revenge is coming out. Yep. You know, that's where we're starting to see the change. But you're right. You're talking about 92. You're right. I was thinking 91. Yeah, that's about the same time when Revenge comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Murph, freshman year, we're moving in. Everybody's kind of, you know, music was chaotic at that time because, like Zeus said, you know, you had some grunge, hair metal was hanging on, you know, Kiss was around, you know, hip hop was going crazy. So when you think of like that you know, moving in and kind of everybody kind of sharing their music.
Yeah, I think that was when Kiss started to come into my life, not to sound corny, because you had a CD player. I actually didn't even have any CDs. I was still buying cassettes. Yeah. And you said you made reference to it. I think you had double platinum. You had a live. So I just started popping in double platinum. And originally I actually gravitated to the Peter Criss songs. I liked Hard Luck Woman, Black Diamond, obviously. And just over the year, I started listening to more of that. And you know, those were the 4 years where we all opened each other up to different music. We had people that were really into Zeppelin, hip hop. So we were really listening to a lot of good different music. And then we were lucky. Pearl Jam, Nirvana, grunge exploded when we were freshmen. But somehow that Kiss album that I listened to early on, I just, as the years progressed and with the release of albums, we were playing that album or that band just as much as anyone else in our room.
Yeah. Now with Revenge, now I kind of have a couple, you know, and of course, as we go through the timeline here, you know, the whole point of this is to kind of not just talk about the timeline, but, you know, talk about your, you know, personal relationships with the timeline. And Revenge, I remember, this is back when MTV still played a lot of videos. Mm-hmm. And I remember one night, the video for Unholy premiered. And I was literally speechless.
With that Friday night videos?
at the sound of the song, the style of the song, Gene's appearance, the band's appearance, I was like, holy shit, this is not Hot in the Shade, Crazy Nights Kiss. What the hell? And back then, I'm not breaking any news. This is obvious. There was no internet. There was no way to track your bands. You had to go to like Tower Records and see if they had any news, or you had to read like a music magazine. So I don't even think I knew Unholy was a song,
Yeah.
And it was just a crazy way for me to get back into Kiss, quote unquote. I think that album did it.
No, the thing that stood out for me is when they're like, holy shit, they have a blonde member.
Yeah,
that was
true.
The first thing that kind of stood out for me. They have like something as image, like Kiss's image.
Yep.
All of a sudden, for the first time ever, there's a guy with blonde hair in the band, and he's short.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, obviously, Revenge came out. I gravitated towards the Paul songs. I fucking love that song.
Every time I look at you.
I love Gene. What's that?
Every time I look at you.
Great ballad. That's a great ballad.
Song. I know. No matter how much Paul tried to push it, it's a good song. It's not a great song, but that's just my opinion. But, I just thought that album kicked ass. And I think that's what me and Tommy started gravitating towards. And we started talking about, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, Kiss. And that's when I think really me and you started talking about Kiss and liking them and like digging up the older stuff. But it wasn't until
hold on. I gotta cut you off because I know where you're going. One more quick thing about Revenge, if I can. So Zeus, I'm not sure if you remember this. Murph, I'm pretty sure you do remember this, but Stonehill was south of Boston. Do you remember the occasional road trips into downtown Boston, into places like Planet Records or Nugget Records, where they would have the used CDs or like
Harvard Square, all the bootlegs.
Harvard Square too. Okay, I got a copy of Revenge from Nuggets, and it was used. It was like one of those cutout CDs. It was like a DJ promo.
Got a saw cut through it. Yeah,
it was like a promo copy. And I remember getting that, and I was like, what the hell? And I think the thing, Zeus, like you said, I think the thing that helped really bring people together with Revenge was that type of sound was going on at the time. You had Metallica's Black Album, which was like a straight up hard rock album. Mm-hmm. Guns N' Roses, the Use Your Illusions album were out. So even though grunge was kind of happening, there was still a place for like that, quote unquote standard hard rock. And that's what Revenge was.
Yeah, because there was that transformation from the bands of the Poisons and the oversaturation. And it started to Tesla.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, Poison wasn't really wearing makeup.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, even Hot in the Shade, all the bright colors from Asylum and Crazy Nights were gone.
Yep.
They started wearing like jeans and some black leather, a little other stuff. But, then they started getting into, and other bands, Guns N' Roses wasn't wearing makeup and stuff. And they weren't really the hair band style either. And so it kind of transformed into that whole grunge or thrash metal that really kind of took over a little bit. So, yeah, no, I agree with you on that front.
Yeah. So,
ready to talk about what I wanted to say?
Oh, I'm ready.
So, for us, and if you guys have been listening, where we believe this is this is cult status. Extreme Close-Up, July 14th, 92 gets released. How many times do you think we watched that together?
Too much.
I remember
Tommy's roommate goes too much.
There's no such thing as too much. All I remember is driving to Strawberries in Brockton and buying the VHS cassette, which I still have, I think. I think I still have the VHS cassette. And we put that in. First of all, to this day, I still think it's the greatest Kiss documentary there is because it's chronological from start to finish.
Yeah.
And, we're not going to do a full Extreme Close-Up review here, but it was the first time, again, no internet, no YouTube, we saw classic Kiss, like in detail, in color, like videos, know?
Yep.
Murph, what are some of the things when you think of that video? Like, seeing the old footage from
the early 70s.
Yeah.
When they were on the club scene before they became a big name. That stuff was cool.
San
And
Francisco
just seeing,
concert.
yeah, and just seeing how they progressed, that was really, because my sweet spot with that band 74 to 80. So seeing all that early stuff, and just going about how through the years how they got big and it got too much for some of them. I think by the 25th time you guys watched it, I think we got the gist of it. I mean, that's the thing. There would be times you guys were notorious, and everyone was, of leaving the dorm rooms open so people would just come and go, and the tape would be playing and nobody was in the room.
It was just there.
It was just playing.
Always.
You go to class, you come back, and you're at the episode where they're playing Sure Knows Something.
Yeah.
Which
I'm like, oh, Tommy, here comes the favorite part.
with the four faces and Paul licking his lips and ooh.
Oh, we loved it. We loved it.
It's
and
still
that was,
the best.
and we had to hold on to that because before that, I had busted our friend Jimmy's. What was it? It was like, what was it? The fighting VHS he had.
That's way back when it was
fighting. Yeah, like a UFC like bootleg fighting thing. I smashed it off the rocks. He took my Kiss Exposed VHS and smashed that. Remember?
Which at
I was like, no, not my Kiss Exposed.
Which at the time I didn't even know. Like, I mean, I know we're talking about the '90s, but I didn't even know Kiss Exposed existed at that time.
That was up until Extreme Close Up. I mean, I lived with that video.
Yeah.
Loved it. I loved it.
So good.
But we watched that a million times. Doctors, lawyers,
Policemen.
yeah, you're what got me through it. I mean, we can quote it, we knew it, and that's the thing we used to do.
Yep.
We
Still-
would quote every single movie.
I mean, we still do it now. That video came out 27 years ago almost, and it's burned in our brain. And that's one thing, that's one of the things about Kiss, and that's, another reason why we won't have Murph on here is that the 90s,
I thought, yeah. Go ahead.
The 90s were so huge for us, it was when we became friends, and, Kiss was like that thing that like just kind of held everybody together, both for real, seriously enjoying it and just having fun with it. I mean, and that video was just like, now it's on DVD, which is just even better.
Yeah, and we watched it a million times, and we thought a bum came up right before Gene burps in the middle of it. They didn't even edit it out in the middle of the freaking video. It was just awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Oh yeah, well, I can't wait to do that episode. So after that, we're looking at May 14th, 1993, Kiss Alive 3 released. Thoughts?
Yep. Go ahead, Murph.
They were on Arsenio.
How
Arsenio!
the hell?
When to promote this album, they were on Arsenio, and I watched it.
God damn, that's why Murph is on this episode, because nobody would remember that but him.
Arsenio.
And I think Arsenio was canceled about 3 weeks later.
Arsenio. Was he on the Pat Sajak show later?
You said thoughts. First of all, I know this is like I know this might be a hot take for this, and you might think I'm doing this as for the sake of making a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of sound, I think this sounds better than Alive.
I agree.
And I think this goes back to a couple episodes when we talked about Kiss lineups through the years. This, other than the original band members, this was my favorite lineup.
Really?
This Revenge
we
lineup.
talked about it on the previous episode, right? When we're going over bands, personnel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the set list is terrific. It's a wide variety of classics and new stuff from Revenge. But I remember putting it. I had a new CD player in my car, and I was like, "Oh, this is insane!" Kiss Alive 3, so good.
Yeah. Then they also ended up releasing Kiss Confidential, the DVD to the Kiss Alive 3, really, on June 20th, 1993. Yeah. Now, if you remember that, I remember that video just from the Take It Off part of that. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. But, now we're getting used to seeing Kiss live footage.
Right.
Getting spoiled with that. We had Animalize, Exposed, Extreme Close-Up. Now we're seeing more and more of them in concert. And I thought they did a great job.
Now, Murph, did you own a Live 3?
Yeah, I think we went to Newbury Comics to buy it together.
I think you might be right. That sounds about right. Yeah.
And we played a lot. And I just always remember Paul doing every time we play this song, this place lights up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, Kiss Confidential. Yeah, that was a pretty good video. And now the DVD, it's a double DVD double DVD set with Extreme Close-Up and Confidential all on one.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me, like, you have that. I'm like, I do.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, for some reason, I feel like that video kind of falls under the radar. Just I think because it's not documentary style.
And but just like Kiss Animalizes.
Exactly. Live, right. But here we go.
Then where are we going? August 8th, 1994. Kiss My Ass video in CD. They're released.
Well, the album came out in June. The DVD came out in August.
There you go.
Yep. Now my memory of this, I still have it downstairs. It's framed. I have the Kiss My Ass LP, red vinyl LP.
Why did you get vinyl back then?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if I got it at Tower Records, because Tower Records in Burlington at the time had. I don't know if it was a collector's item. I can't recall where I got it. I bought it, and it's red vinyl. Murph, do you remember me showing you that?
I do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I think this CD coming out is really why I think, dove deep into Kiss senior year, because
exactly
it was musical acts that we were following at the time, and it was so unexpected that this was coming out. And some of the songs, as I'm sure you guys are going to talk about, were just freaking awesome.
Yeah. One of the most brilliant marketing things by Kiss, to put out a tribute album, like you said, with current bands, hard rock, alternative, grunge bands.
And the biggest selling artist of that time, and probably almost of all time.
Garth Brooks.
Top 5 selling artists of all time.
Garth Brooks.
Which, me, I was into my new age country back then.
Yep.
So you had Garth Brooks, you had Murph's Gin Blossom.
Yep.
Groups like Anthrax. I mean, you had stuff all over. The Lemonheads are on this.
Yep.
Lenny Kravitz, Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Dinosaur Jr.
Yeah.
So, it was a nice concept. So
and plus that in that time, around that era too, that was the era of compilations of soundtracks. Like the mid '90s was huge for that, and those compilations included a great variety of grunge. Hard rock bands, quote unquote classic bands,
The Zeppelin
singles,
tribute album.
Reality Bites.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Murph, what were you going to say?
The Zeppelin tribute album came out that same time.
Exactly.
Because I remember Stone Temple Pilots doing Dancing Days.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, but those are brilliant. That was, like you said, that really got people who weren't Kiss fans to stop paying attention to Kiss again. Because Revenge came out, great album, but it really flew under the radar. I think Kiss My Ass got people to be like, oh shit, yeah, oh yeah, this is Lenny Kravitz. This is a cool version of Deuce. Yeah.
So this is senior year.
Yes.
That was August.
Yes.
And what happens?
Right.
October of senior year.
October of senior year.
Oh, he's drawing a blank. Murph, jump in here. 1994, October.
Halloween.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person.
It was like, I'm going to hint at what's going to come up sooner or later, but it was like all of a sudden this group of 4 idiots come out dressed up like Kiss.
That was when we shocked the people. Not in 96.
Right. Yeah.
Let's shock the people.
people are like, what the fuck are these idiots doing? So I don't know whose idea it was.
I don't either.
We had another friend, McLucas. He dressed up as Ace. I don't even know if he was into Kiss, but he did it with us.
Yep.
Obviously, I took Peter. Tom, you took Gene, and Murph. For those who don't know, like, it's obvious that he would take Paul because I was his favorite as well. We had black T-shirts, right?
Yep.
Who did the makeup for us? It wasn't us.
Todd. God
rest his soul. He was brilliant with artwork, and he took the Dynasty.
Fuck, do you guys remember this shit?
Because
I was gonna say one of the girls.
Nope.
I thought he was gonna say Bridge did it for us.
He took the Dynasty album cover because it was the best close up of the 4 band members.
Yeah,
and he did it, and we have photographic proof that it came out fucking amazing.
Wait till it comes out. We'll list it for you guys.
Yep.
But yeah, we dressed up as Kiss and went to the Halloween. Yeah, is there a mixer going on here? Mixer at Stonehill College in the gym. And was that when What Do You Call It performed? Who's that fucking awful band that you like? Me, Myself, and I.
No, that was the spring.
Okay.
No, that was the spring concert. The Halloween dance. They just had a DJ, and one thing I remember about that Halloween dance is we walked in.
Polish DJ. Who do they have?
Gino Cafone, Stonehill's favorite DJ. I remember walking into the arena and people were like, what is going, what? Because again, Kiss was not, there was no reunion talk. There was nothing unless.
No talk about it. No.
Everybody was, another thing I remember about that dance, every friggin' guy was dressed as the Crow. Remember the Crow?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that ruined it for us. Yeah, I was like, ruined it. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, are you guys from the Crow?
Yeah, no. Exactly.
I'm the demon.
Yeah. But, that was huge. And
we had the black T-shirts on, the face painted, and the crosses. And then we took tinfoil.
Tinfoil.
That's what it was. It was tinfoil, the cross, and it had, like, the X on us.
On the foil. Want some?
Yeah.
Just exactly.
Right? Yeah, that's a great Stonehill memory. So awesome. In between that, and mind you, this is the time that we all separated in 94 because we couldn't live together because of the we once had a suite, all our college friends. It was the glorious year of our junior year. It was called Flynn. And we couldn't make it 1 year before they had to split us up, all of us. We all got deemed we could only live in a party of 4, and we all got split up in the college afterwards the next year because we were so
disruptive. How's that for a word?
Oh, we could have a podcast just on that year.
We won't go.
Oh my goodness. It was, yeah. So we were disciplined, so we had to switch and break up, but you two guys were on your own. I was not too far off from you guys, but we still managed to get our brains together and dress up as Kiss.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I'll never forget it. And we'll show you guys the proof. We'll put them on the Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram after the episode airs.
Yep.
So after this, we're looking at Kiss starts doing the convention February 3rd, 95. They start in Perth, Australia.
Yep.
The Kiss convention starts. Then in March, do you remember the Kiss history book?
I remember.
Was like 9 pounds came out.
Pounds?
I remember that.
Pounds, baby, pounds.
I remember that, and unfortunately, I was, I just, senior in college, had no money. Because I'll tell you right now, if that thing came out today, 9 pounds, 440-page coffee table book, that is one of my biggest regrets as a Kiss fan is never getting a copy of that friggin' thing.
We'll check up on eBay afterwards and see what's around.
Oh, yeah.
9 pounds, and I told you pounds, baby.
Pounds. That thing is just mad. And then they came out with Kisstory 2 after, later on. Yeah.
Gene loves to market these things, huh?
Hey, if people...
The bigger, the better.
If people will buy it, he'll sell it.
The people seem to love it.
Exactly.
Then the convention's going on in LA. June 17th, the one and only Peter Criss joins Kiss at the convention and plays Hard Luck Woman and Nothing to Lose.
Yep.
What do you think?
That was kind of shocking because, again, I mean...
Pre-internet, we wouldn't have known that.
No, we wouldn't have. We had no idea what the hell was going on.
But somehow I remember hearing rumblings about it.
Well, so that was June 17th, 1995.
But before that, I believe that's when you two went and saw them.
Oh, we went July 29th, 1990.
Oh, so you went it after it.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep. So what happened? So what happened was, again, no internet. I saw something in the newspaper. You remember?
This is July of 95?
Correct.
And you know why I didn't go?
Why?
Because I was in Greece with Eddie.
Okay.
That summer.
Right.
That's why. Because I've always wondered, how the hell did I not go to the convention with you?
Yeah. So there was an ad in the paper. You remember the newspaper? Kiss Convention, Copley Place, Boston.
It's probably in the Phoenix. What was it in, Murph?
Okay.
Remember?
I think it was probably the Globe, because they did still have a Friday music section.
Exactly. It was they had the Friday music section. Yep.
And I remember Tommy contacting me saying, "Hey, you want to go? It's $100." I'm like, "We just graduated from college. We have no money." I'm in.
Exactly.
Come on, can I have some money?
Now, this is one of those, I don't want to say regrets, but again, we went because we knew that Kiss themselves were going to be there, okay? But again, 95, I was like, oh, yeah, Kiss. Yeah, I like Kiss. It'll be fun. Okay, come to find out, and I posted something on our Twitter page recently where Kiss joined up with some set list website thing where you could search every single set list in the history of Kiss concerts. So just for kicks, I went in and put in the Kiss convention in Boston, July 29th, 1995. They played 29 songs, okay? Not in full, 29 songs, tidbits here and there. We were about, 20, 30 feet from the band?
Oh, yeah.
Murph,
well, but what I remember most about it is it's at the hotel. It's going to be in this ballroom. We were all sitting on the ground, legs crossed, like we were in first grade.
Yeah.
And they were on that little stage.
Yep.
And we're sitting there, and we're all in awe and everything. And yeah, like you said, they would just do a little talk, then go into a song, and then we could actually go out into another part of the function room where they had memorabilia and everything.
And Vinny was running the stand.
Like a museum.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
Get your hot dogs.
Well, the thing is, though, is that, like Tom said, the set list they played was incredible. But what I remember about that day was I got up, I walked out because, there's back and forth. No, but I remember coming in and Gene was just finishing up A World Without Heroes. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm waiting for him to start crying like he did in the video, like the Indian in that pollution commercial from the 70s, that little tear. I was like, what the hell is going on here? This is a Kiss convention. And everybody was just so down after that.
But that's what happened was the way that operated was it was fans. Fans would just shout stuff out. So that's why, I mean, real quick, I mean, Zeus, they played Mr. Speed. Okay? Now in 1995, I don't even think I knew that song. Okay, they played Shandy. Oh. I mean, they played everything. It was crazy. It was crazy, and it's one of those things. I wish I could go back and pay more attention to it today. Yeah. And like you said, when
the internet, they would never be able to pull that off. The million people would be annoying the shit out of them.
Yep. And the other cool thing, other than the concert, like Murph had mentioned, was there was like a museum, like a memorabilia. There were dealers there selling stuff, but then they had like glass
drug dealers.
They had like glass cases with costumes and like guitars and equipment and stuff. I mean, it was an amazing friggin' setup that they did. I mean, you think back now, you see the band, you see all that $100. I mean, that would probably be like $500 today if that happened. You know what I mean? But that was
It'll be a meet and greet, and we'll be charging every customer $700.
And
pretty much
sit on the floor.
Sit in crisscross applesauce like we're watching Raffy play.
Yeah.
But
Can I get there? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Murph.
One other thing from that show, and I've mentioned to Tommy over the years, was afterwards the hotel bar. There were some people down there, and some of the folks that attend the concert, and I ended up just talking to this guy that it was older and was a business looking guy, and it was a Saturday, so it definitely seemed odd he was there. And we were talking, and he was familiar with the band, and he had some connection loosely with the band, and he said, they're talking about maybe putting the makeup back on. And yes. I remember you saying, Tommy, afterwards going, "There's no way. Who's this guy? What's he know? They're not putting the makeup on. Where's Ace? Where's Peter?" And then it was, 7 months later?
Not even. Zeus, lead us.
Yeah. August 9th, 1995, Kiss performs Kiss Unplugged.
Murph, that was less than 2 weeks after our convention.
Wow.
We went on July 29th, on August 9th. Think of that.
And then I'll never forget seeing that and hearing it. Peter Criss is back and watching them do Nothing to Lose. I thought Peter was awesome on that. And when they did Rock and Roll All Night, I fucking loved it. Peter!
Yep. So good.
That, and other than Peter Criss's fucking awful John Lennon circle glasses. Fuck, dude. Other than that, I that was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not a Kiss fan, I mean, that is still one of my all-time favorite Unplugged albums. It sounds, I don't know if it's the guitars that Bruce and Paul are using, but it just sounds so damn good, and you really get a feel for how good of the musicians they are, and Paul's voice. It's just so awesome.
The I Still Love You. Oh,
yeah,
it was just insane. And you watch and see how talented they are. Like they didn't need the makeup, they didn't need the bombs going off, they didn't need the fire, the theatrics. They can, if they want to, they can do that kind of shit. But it was just unbelievable. So they do that, and then the big 38th annual Grammys. February 28th, 1996. After 17 years, out comes Tupac with
Kiss
in makeup.
Yep, I remember that. That was crazy. Oh my God. Murph, do you remember that? You remember seeing that or hearing about it at least?
It was incredible. I mean, to see that was a moment. That was still when people were watching the Grammys, and half the country was probably saying, "Why are they back?" And then the other half saying, "They're back."
If you go back and watch that clip of Tupac introducing them, the camera pans out to the crowd, and I'll never forget this. I don't even know who the people are, but there are some looks of just total confusion. Like what?
Bottom was the Eagles. There was a couple pans on Timothy B. Schmidt, I think.
Yeah, they were like,
and Glenn Fry, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Tupac did a great job selling that.
it was awesome.
We got to shock the people.
So let's shock the people. And then the four of them walk out, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, and
Gene goes, "Hello, L.A.," and everyone's like, "Go away, Gene."
Yeah, and then Peter says, "I'm very happy to be here," and then they're like, "Shut up, Peter." Wouldn't let him
Ace looks like he's already shit-faced.
I'm very happy to be here at the Grammy. Yeah. What the fuck he mumbled. The nominees for this year's award for then in April 16th, 96, they do the press conference with Comin on the U.S. Intrepid.
Yep.
And what did I say? I watched the YouTube clip of that again, Tommy. What I say my favorite thing was, at one point, Gene Simmons is just like, "Yeah, so we had our fucking differences we made up. Now the magic's fucking back. Who cares?"
Yep.
That's what I think is going to eventually end up happening. That's my hope.
Oh.
They're eventually going to say at the last concert when they all come back out that he's going to say, yeah, we've had our problems, but we're still a family. Fuck it. We have we're back together. Fuck off.
If they do that, it will be the very final last show.
Pay fucking Ace and Peter $1 million each for one fucking concert. Release that concert as a DVD fucking special, everything. Have all your backing tracks ready.
That will be. You're right.
CD, DVD, Kiss farewell concert, blah 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 blah, and be done.
That will be their live album DVD.
Yep. And pay them each $1 million, and you'll make that money back.
Yep.
You know, and for Peter and Ace to say no, they'd be nuts.
Now if they do, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but if they do that, that won't be a regularly scheduled date on the end of the road tour. Do you think that'll be
no matter what they do, they'll circle back and end up in Madison Square Garden as the last concert. That's my opinion. I don't know. Because they, obviously they still doing this is the first leg. They go to Europe afterwards, and they have to do the second leg later on and figure it out.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. So
okay.
But anyways, after that, 96, they do like their first concert, which is the fucking K-Rock's Weenie Roast.
Yep. That was like their little test drive.
Yeah, and it was kind of ooh.
Yep.
But they did that. Then they kicked off the real reunion tour, June 28th, 2 nights, Tiger Stadium. Do you remember what band opened up for him?
Alice in Chains.
No.
Wow. No?
STP.
Oh, okay, because Alice in Chains was opening up on a couple of those shows too.
Yeah, STP.
Okay.
40,000. You know?
That's insane.
Tickets sold in 40 minutes.
Yep. Imagine that.
Sold out. It ended up being the top grossing tour of 1996.
Yep.
So, and we talk about it now with compared to what they used to do. So, you're looking at it in the sense that was the reunion. That was the first time they wore the makeup. You can't compare this farewell with that tour.
No, God, no. No.
There was such an anticipation for that first show that we saw at the Garden in Boston.
Oh.
Like you could feel it. I mean, you guys are much, much bigger fans than I am, and even I was feeling it in the crowd, and you were getting pumped, and I still will say that was probably one of the 3 best shows I saw. They just brought it that night.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it was only a couple of months into the tour.
Yeah. Well, I think it was that summer. And a funny story, again, you keep talking about like signs of the time. At the time, it was my then girlfriend, my now wife, Bridget. So for people out there, okay, again, I'm going to say, no, there was no internet, okay? To get tickets, you either had to call or you had to go to a Ticketmaster outlet, which at the time back then, Macy's department stores had Ticketmaster outlets inside the store at the customer service area, okay?
Is that where you bought your bum jacket back in the day?
No, that was 8th grade.
Okay.
I remember Bridget at the time went to Macy's to get tickets while I was on the phone. So it was like we were trying to double deal to try to get tickets for the show. And again, no internet. We didn't see any videos. There was no cheating on the set list like it is now. So we had no idea what they were going to open up with. We had no idea what anything was going to be like. And not to sound, corny here, but you kind of miss those days of that anticipation, that excitement. Because now every show you go to, you.
Wait, you sent her to Macy's and you called from the comfort of your own home?
No, it was actually her. No, it was actually her apartment in New Hampshire. Maybe we both. I don't know. That was so long ago. I know that we got the tickets. I know that we got the tickets from Macy's because they had a Ticketmaster dealer there because that's how you had to get them back then.
And that's
regardless.
Yeah,
we ended up going, and what a concert! That concert was just insane.
Best show I ever saw.
I'll never forget it. And that's when I'm just like, at one point, just like, I can't believe we're watching this.
Yep.
How insane is this? The real Kiss, the original guys, the original makeup. We're watching it live. Yep. Oh my God, it was just insane.
Yep.
So they also included during that tour 4 sold out nights at Madison Square Garden. I mean, they were just unbelievable. And they had like the biggest selling magazine. I think Spin had the biggest. Remember that Spin magazine had the 4 different solo?
I have all 4 of them. It's funny because leading on that spin thing, I actually have a box, like a moving box downstairs.
Yeah.
Of all everything from that we bought from the convention, all the stuff from the reunion. I have those 4 spin magazines with each cover on each member. All the music magazines. It's like my 96, 95, 96 Kiss reunion box. I have all that
Circus
stuff.
magazine in there.
Circus magazine did one. Yep, they all did them.
Hit Parader.
They all did them. Yep.
Metal Edge.
I actually have I still have the Alive Worldwide tour program booklet. Yep. All that.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So we're now 96. MTV Music Awards. Kiss performs Under the Brooklyn Bridge. And Paul goes off and there's only one rock and roll and there's only one rock and roll anthem.
I remember that. Yeah, I do. That was actually
September 4th, 1996.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. That was a kind of a weird. What were they on, like a barge or something? I don't even remember. Like, I mean, how was that set? They were
anchor going by the Brooklyn.
They were under the bridge. Like, I remember that. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So that ends 96, that big year of concert and everything else. Then we're entering 1997. So they're still going strong. They over in Europe, they start setting records, I guess, in Stockholm and some other stuff I was reading. They're having a good year. In the midst of all this, they release what was a bootleg, we thought, October 28th, 1997, music that they had done in 95, 96, because by 97, it already sounds dated. Carnival of Souls comes out.
Yep.
Remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah, that was another weird timeline in history there, because like you said, they started recording that before the reunion. Then the reunion comes out and that started leaking online with like that alternate album cover, and then they released it. What do they call it? The final sessions or something? They had like a subtitle. I mean, Murph, what do you think? Do you know what do you know about that album?
Very little. At that point, I was just listening to the older stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that album, I mean, you really have to, fight to defend that album. I mean, I don't mind it. It's not my favorite. It's one of those albums where I say, it's not bad. It's just not a good Kiss album. It's a bad like Soundgarden cover album or something. I'm just not crazy about it, but it's tolerable. Zeus, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, just look at the cover. We're grunge. We're dirty.
That's what I mean. I mean, really
different.
Really, Gene singing a song called "Hate." Settle down.
What's there to be upset about life about? We have a great life.
That's what Paul. No, I tell you right now, nothing's worse. I'm not going to go on a rant here, but I will for a minute. There's nothing worse than Paul with his revisionist history, like shitting on Kiss projects. Like, dude, own it. You did that album because somebody told you to, because you thought it was the right thing to do. Don't shit on it now. Own it.
Oh, I forgot, too. Before that, they had released in 96. I forgot to mention this part. They also released You Wanted the Best.
Oh, yeah.
Some live, just all live songs.
And it had some unreleased live cuts on there.
Yeah, Room Service, Two Timer, Let Me Know.
Yep.
Take Me.
Yep.
The other ones are all songs we've heard before. And then there's Kiss Tells All with Jay Leno.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
Well, yeah, you want to be on Kiss, right? Yeah, where's the Kiss vault? So they're near the refrigerator, behind the ham.
What does it take a 15-minute interview with friggin' Jay Leno? That's all.
Gene wanted that. Crunch all you want. We'll make more Doritos commercial.
Oh man. So, Carnival Souls released.
Yep.
Now we're getting into 98.
Oh boy.
Now comes the fun little part.
Ugh.
I really enjoyed.
All right.
So, August 23rd, 1998. The Demon the Wrestler debuts on WCW Wrestling. Now, I don't talk about it much, but I am a huge wrestling fan. I still even watch it. So I know all about it. WCW at the time, wrestling brand was dying after the NWO had already kind of dissolved. WWE's back again, big, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, they're coming up with gimmicks. So they came up with a gimmick and signed a big deal. The guy that was doing WCW at the time, Eric Bischoff, decided to pay Kiss $500,000 to come up with the Demon to perform one song on Monday Night Nitro. They did that. They performed God of Thunder at the end of the episode, which later on became the lowest rated Nitro in WCW history. They performed God of Thunder at the end of the song. They're all like, here he is. And they pointed out, some guy comes out, big, tall guy, comes out, and he's dressed up as Gene's makeup, the Demon.
I remember.
Okay? So after this came out, the guy that brought them in and was the head of WCW, he gets canned. So they're like, fuck this, fuck all this. And they kind of ripped up the contract with Kiss and were like, we're not going to do this. The original idea was to have Kiss, the Demon, be the main character and then have a stable of wrestlers like the NWO, but they would be characters of Kiss. So the Catman would come out and the rest of them would come out.
Oh,
how
God.
fucking insane or
Brutal.
utterly stupid would that have been?
Brutal.
Here comes the Star Child. His super duper move is off the top rope. He'll go, ooh.
He'll come out and go,
Star Child.
oh, God.
He's do. Hey, I'm going to walk around and fucking trip over my crow's feet.
The terrible. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. So that was the idea. So the Demon was played by a wrestler named Bryan Adams, but no relation to the music Bryan Adams, who was in the group Chronic. That was a wrestling stable at one point. And he was also in one of the, remember Demolition from WWF?
This is Demolition.
Not the one messing with Kissel. But anyways, then Dale Torborg took over. Dale Torborg, who I think Murph will know, his father was the coach. Do you remember who his father was?
That name sounds familiar.
Jeff Torborg.
Yes.
Ooh.
The coach of the Marlins. And what is Dale Torborg famous for? The incident that he had with Antonio Alfonseca when he became later on the strength and conditioner coach for the Marlins. And I guess Antonio Alfonseca swore at him in Spanish, and he fucking snapped. And he chased him, and Alfonseca, the story goes that he hid and ran into the trainer's room and was hiding from him because Torborg was all fucking snapping out on a roid rage, looking to rip his fucking head off. And it was all on ESPN. It became a big story. That all stemmed from Dale Torborg as the Demon.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't remember the Torborg story when he was the coach for the Marlins.
I don't remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, God of Thunder and coming up with this Kiss gimmick got them $500,000. Well, the character, the Demon, quickly became what they call a jobber. I mean, somebody that just fucking goes out there and just gets his ass kicked every week.
Yep.
Who later on became part of a little mini group with Vampiro. I think the Misfits. Do you know the Misfits were actually in WCW wrestling?
I don't know.
Insane Clown Posse, who was in WCW wrestling. So you had a Kiss character, Insane Clown Posse, and the Misfits.
Now I'm embarrassed.
And yes, I know all about it.
I know. Now I'm embarrassed.
Yes. There is your Wrestling Minute on Shout It Out Loudcast. That's what was going on in 1998.
Moving along.
Gene. Thanks, Mean Gene.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Poor
Rest in
Mean
peace.
Gene just passed away. Leave him alone.
I know. Be nice.
Well, let me tell you something right now. September 22nd, 1998, brother. Psycho Circus.
Oh.
Thoughts?
Murph, was this one of the shows that you went to with me? Because I went to a couple of these, I think.
No, I didn't. I'm familiar with the album. Psycho Circus that was getting play, but that tour, I don't think I ended up going to see them again until the early 2000s. Okay, was that down at Great Woods?
The one I went to was at Providence. I think, and one thing about that concert was fucking stupid gimmick. They gave everybody
3D.
They gave everybody 3D glasses, and then up on the
didn't even work.
And up on the screens next to the show, they had like these like graphics. And like, come on, man, brutal.
Psycho Circus. First of all, you know where I stand on the song itself.
Oh, we talked about this before, Zeus. That's one of those songs that's one of those songs that Paul.
You're gonna fucking like this song whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Welcome to the show.
Yep, he demands that it's a hit. Yep.
Oh,
now what's worse?
If the fans make it a classic.
No, you make it a classic because you won't stop playing it. Rhymes won't be so corny.
There's an obscure from the Damon Wayans Stonehill. I remember seeing that Damon Wayans comedy special when he was talking about Two Live Crew. Them just some gangsters. Them just some gangsters with a microphone. Me so horny. I won't call it what he said they were.
Yeah, I know.
Big fat.
Yeah, don't.
Take that gold tooth out of your mouth. Go get yourself some pussy. Then you won't be so horny.
And your raps won't be so corny. Oh, boy. All right. Get
Two Live Crew. 250. All right. Get back on track.
Get back on track.
Yeah. So they had a special performance October, Halloween night, 98. At Dodger Stadium, 3D.
Yep, I remember. Yep.
Wait, hold on real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. Psycho Circus was nominated for a friggin' Grammy.
Yeah. Fucking so was Jethro Tull, and they won.
Exactly, but really? I mean, I feel like I should have this information in front of me. Has Kiss ever been nominated for a Grammy? Other than that?
Doesn't Ace have one in his basement? Hey, honey, where's my Grammy? Kiss has never won a Grammy. Yeah, I thought we do. What's that on my mantle there?
What's that on my mantle?
Up.
Sound like Mike Tyson.
Ace, that's your Little League trophy when you were 10 years old.
Honey, I thought I won a fucking Grammy.
All right, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
They played at Dodger Stadium, which Murph remembers because it's baseball affiliated, and Murph knows all about his baseball.
That's true.
Then, November 24th, Kiss Second Comin DVD released, and then subsequently played on VH1 a million times afterwards.
Awesome DVD, though. Awesome.
They always used to play that. Always.
It's awesome. I mean, if that gives you like the behind the scenes of the reunion. That's a good one. That's a good one. You remember that one, Murph?
Yeah, no, and that's where you actually, when they were getting ready for the MTV Unplugged, that you could tell that there was some chemistry there, that they had missed each other when they were concerned if Ace was going to show up. Gene was like, Ace.
Yeah,
that was cool. That I watched that a few times.
Yeah, there's a clip where Gene sees Ace and gives him like a really big, heartfelt like hug. Like you could tell that there's some like brotherhood there. When they're not all being assholes to each other. Yeah,
of course they've been through it all. Of course,
right.
So after Second Comin DVD, then it's January 31st, 99. Kiss performs at the pregame Super Bowl 33. That's the Broncos versus the Falcons.
Yep.
Remember that game, Tom?
I do.
What was that famous for?
Eugene Robinson.
I wrote it down. Who used to make fun of the Pats, and that's why they lost against the Packers.
Yep.
Because they were all partying, and he got busted picking up Bob Kraft like women. Right?
Yep.
I want to get a massage.
Oh, God. Why didn't they play the halftime show? Why were they relegated to the pregame?
Because Gloria Estefan and Stevie Wonder played. Remember?
What?
Yeah. And do you remember? Is that the one where they left Stevie Wonder on stage? Everyone forgot it. And he was like, what the fuck? Was that or was that at the Grammys? Do you remember that one where Stevie Wonder played and at the end everyone forgot him? And he's just like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Well, stop. I can't.
You don't remember that? They left Stevie Wonder on stage and he didn't know where the fuck he was.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh, God. We're running out.
That's who played.
We're crawling to the finish line here.
Yeah. Then, March of 99, Kiss. Well, Gene on the cover of Playboy. Remember the chicks on the cover of that with him?
I have it.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it's Gene and then the
Well,
girls.
of course you do.
The girls all have their faces painted.
Except one has, instead of the star, has the Playboy.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
All right.
Okay.
And then there's a Peter Criss and there's an Ace. And then Gene's in there.
Yep.
And then Gene, who loves to boast to his kids in Family Jewels, remember?
Yep.
The only one who has both parents on the cover of Playboy magazine.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of. Idiot.
Yeah. After that, Kiss gets the Hollywood Walk of Fame, August 11th, 1999.
Can you
Along
believe
with 500 million other people?
But can you, in all honesty, I mean, not that that's a huge thing. I shouldn't say it. That's kind of a big thing. It took him that long to get it.
There were fucking lassies on there. I mean, come on. Is it that big of an honor?
I don't know. Is it?
Pay for it, they'll put you on.
All right, go to the next on the list because this is a big one. Woohoo!
Ugh. August 13th, 1999.
Yep.
Detroit Rock City movie released.
Go ahead, Murph.
Tommy, myself, and 6 of our closest friends were the 8 people in the theater watching that.
And who was running the projector?
Ace.
Hey, you guys want to pick up when you're done?
Yeah, the highlight of that movie was the 3 minutes with Shannon Tweed.
No, come on, dude. That's a funny movie. It's just like one of those like teenage like comedies. I thought. I mean, even without the kiss, I mean the ending is friggin' ridiculous.
It didn't help that it was out at the same time as American Pie.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yep. But Zeus, have you seen it?
That didn't help it either, Murph. It sucked. Yeah, I've seen it. It just it is what it is.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I mean, Kiss is in it at the end. You know, I mean, it is what it is. It's just a stupid comedy.
And maybe it was better when they did it on the 70s show as one episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It had a cool soundtrack. I mean, one of the worst original Kiss songs ever appears on it. We talked about that.
Tommy was trying to convince the 8 of us in the theater. That was good. Don't you? That was good. Yeah, that was good. I'd see it again.
Hey, I have the DVD. Of course I do. I have every DVD they ever made.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Then,
and how do we finish it off? How do we finish out the 90s?
They played a New Year's Eve show in Vancouver.
Yep.
And then we get into February of the year 2000, where they announced the farewell tour, and then Kiss was never heard of again.
That's right. Yeah. So you think of that timeline. You think of that timeline. That there's a lot of shit. They were all over the place in the 90s. You know.
Yeah. Creatively, no, you have their high points of Revenge. You have the high points of the reunion concert and the tour. You have the low points of, I would say Carnival of Souls.
Yep.
Stupid things like we just talked about.
The NHL Cup Crazy commercial.
There you go.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
There you go.
Oh, that's a bad one. Thank you for bringing that one up, Murph.
See, there you go. But, overall, where do you rank it? The period? I don't know. Probably, obviously less than the 70s and 80s Kiss in my mind. In the 2000s, less.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
maybe ahead of the 2000s. Yeah.
I think in terms of visibility and marketing and performance, I think that is one of their – it may not be their best and most enjoyable. I think it's one of their most visible and busy decades. Yeah. I mean, they did it all. I mean, they did it all. How many different lineups, how many different albums, performances, reunions, unplugged, et cetera, right, Murph?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at all those bands that were such a presence in the 70s, Kiss came back on the scene, the Eagles, Zeppelin for a short period of time. It was a bounce. Everyone that was when classic rock was really starting to take hold, and a lot of those bands that were out in the 90s were paying tributes to those from the 70s. So I think the timing was well, and as the decade progressed, the quality of their music probably was lacking, but they started off strong, and then they carried that momentum well into the second half of the decade.
Yeah. One of the things I would say is that I remember being a Kiss fan in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, and people like Kiss.
Yeah.
Then say you're a Kiss fan 96 and afterwards, everybody was suddenly a Kiss fan again. It wasn't embarrassing to say you're a Kiss fan. Not that I was ever embarrassed, but everybody was a Kiss fan. Kiss all of a sudden didn't become a joke hairband something or that old band from the 70s. Kiss was a classic band. Now you're putting the likes of like Murph said, the Eagles, the 70s, the Zeppelin, ACD, like they became almost like that's when they started getting a little bit of the critics back and people like to start saying, no, they're fucking everyone's got to see this concert, Kiss. And it became something that was like, I guess I would say the 70s, the Kiss was growing and reached its pinnacle. The 80s, it died, and then they were fighting and clawing the way back. The 90s is when they made it back to where they were before.
Yeah, and I think like you guys just both said too, the mid to late 90s, there was it's kind of the age, the demographics, just a huge bounce in that nostalgia. You started to see, the convention, the unplugged, then Kiss merchandising started really making a comeback. You started seeing Kiss stuff everywhere, and like you guys said, with the Eagles and Zeppelin, you started to see the kind of like that tonal shift where, it was cool again to listen to the Eagles and Zeppelin and Kiss and the Doors. Like that was like a cool thing to do. And Kiss kind of, you can't, it's no fault. Kiss, they know how to saturate the media and make themselves present. Look at all those appearances that we just rolled off.
The Brady Bunch came back in the 90s.
Exactly right. How were they not on that?
They took a gamble on themselves on that tour. They spent a lot of money. They put a lot of stuff in saying, we're going to do it. And we'll pay you guaranteed, Ace. We'll pay you guaranteed, Peter. Here's your money. We'll take the rest. And they took a chance on themselves, and they made themselves millionaires over from there. Because I don't think they were millionaires living large back then. I think they were struggling.
Probably. They were probably middling,
Yeah, surviving.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
poor.
Right.
But, they weren't what they are now.
Right.
They weren't making friggin' signs with money bags on them.
I mean, it was definitely a transitional decade because you think without all that, I mean, I think you talk, we won't get into this in detail, but you talk pivotal moments in the history of the band. That convention, Peter showing up with his daughter, like that you talk about like things like the butterfly effect. You have that convention. Peter just happens to show up with his daughter. Peter just happens to jump on stage with the band. The next thing you know, they own the 90s. And then here we are now in 2019 still talking about them.
Yeah, and I would really sincerely plug Peter Criss's book. What is it? Make Up to Break Up, My Life in and Out of Kiss.
Yep.
I think that's that and Paul's are the best of the bunch. Really gives a great detail, and Peter talks about it. Literally, his kid is like, I want to see, this is a part of my life that you really didn't know about. I'll show you. Let's come to this convention.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those, and it's one of those questions that we'll never have the answer to. But if Peter never showed up, would they have ever reached out to Peter or Ace?
I don't know. I would like to think they might have.
I know, me too.
But maybe it would have been too late or something. You never know what.
You never know.
But,
yeah, you never know.
And the rest is history.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, Murph. Thoughts of the '90s Kiss?
Well, as I said before, I knew very little of them. Just just little blips across the radar over the years, but became a really solid fan of the band. I wouldn't say I'm probably Kiss Army level, maybe Kiss ROTC, but but I think going to see them 5 times says what I think of the band and the enjoyment I've had, and I think we've had a lot of good times where we would just throw the CDs in, and as you guys have said in the episodes, some of the songs we would just take it in and enjoy it, and then some songs we'd be listening to it and going, what the hell? What does he mean with get off and get your grandma out of here? What's your grandma doing in the room?
Exactly.
Love it.
Yep.
And we had to unfortunately torture poor Murph, and like it or not, he had to listen to Kiss because we were constantly playing it, and we'd play some bad songs, and we would gravitate towards the better songs, but Murph would gravitate towards Shandy for God knows why. And I think you knew I hated that song, and you would play it constantly, and it was like a joke, like, oh, Zeus, listen to this. I want to listen to Kiss. Yeah, what are you going to play? Shandy. What the fuck? Though, I will tell you a funny little Flynn basement Stonehill story.
Uh-oh.
Murph will know this. At one point, because everyone remembers, if you wanted to listen to music, where did you go?
We went to your room.
Why?
Because you had all those Columbia House Jorge Plantes.
Yeah, we covered this.
And you would have all these albums that would go from Kiss to country, and the time you went on that big country binge, and
I'm still there.
Ryan comes out of the room going, Zeus, what are you trying to do? Kill me?
Oh, he was so sensitive. If I played anything was a ballad, he'd be like, you trying to kill me? You want me to kill myself? But we had a contest at one point, Murph, and we would have everyone would open their doors in the suite, and everyone would blast music and say, who's going to play the worst song? And who won? Do you remember?
I remember. I don't remember who won, but now that you say that, you had the.
Do you remember the song that won it for me?
Nope. Drop it on us.
Oh my goodness, I don't have it. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. But we would blast this music outside our dorms, and not a dorm. We were living in a suite, so we'd all have a room, and we'd open up our doors. And we would just play the song, and people were playing. Do you remember what had become big? It was like the Brady Bunch. Someone had the theme or the music to the Brady Bunch.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't mine, but I would play it. I snagged it from somebody.
Oh, God.
And I just can't seem to find it. But the song that won it for me,
Charles and Eddie, did I lie to you?
Ooh, that's a good song.
Ebony and Ivory.
Is that really what you played?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
I had Paul McCartney's greatest hits.
Oh.
And Ebony and Ivory. Yeah, I won with that. That was the worst song played.
I do have to say I vaguely recall you playing that because you would only play 45 seconds of it, but then
because I was half song Harry, the king of that.
Oh man, yeah,
nice.
You had some awful CDs in there.
Because I could order 12 CDs at a time. I'm like, oh, I like that one song. Let me order.
I'm gonna buy the whole album.
I'm going to buy the Mamas and Papas. I love that fucking song, Monday, Monday. Okay, let me buy their box set.
Mama
how
Cass ham sandwich.
I think we already did that one, but that's okay.
I know, but I don't care.
There you go. Well, there you are.
There you are.
Hi, do I know you?
No, but you're there.
On that note, Kiss in the 90s wraps up on another great episode. So we usually end with some questions, but this time we decided to have Murph ask some questions.
All right. this question, it's one question. You both need to answer this separately.
Oh.
Over the years, we would play a lot of music, and on the rare occasion, there would actually be, I remember, Tommy, at your house, there was a karaoke machine.
I never owned a karaoke machine. I don't know. That was Lou. That was Lou.
So, but if each of you had to perform, so it's about the performance. It's not necessarily your favorite song, but if you had to perform Kiss karaoke, what song would you sing and why?
Ooh, yikes! Holy shit, that's a good one.
I gotta look at my Kiss catalog real quick, Murph. That's a great question. What would I perform as Kiss karaoke? And I don't want to say the typical, oh yeah, I'll play rock and roll all night.
This just kind of popped into my head because I think it's I love the song, and I think it's a good like sing along song. So I think it would succeed with karaoke. But I think I would go. I think I would go with "Do You Love Me."
There you go. All right.
Starting off that really like and then the chorus. I think that would be a good one.
That's a song you're either gonna love or hate. It's 7-inch heels.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I would probably want to do, because I love him, is a Peter Criss song.
Oh God!
What would I do? You know what I'd probably do? I'll be honest with you. I'd probably do.
You would sing the ballad at karaoke, wouldn't you, Zeus?
I'd probably sing Mainline.
All right.
Because I could handle that, I think.
Okay.
I could handle that.
All right.
I'd sing Mainline. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Is that your question for both of us?
That was my question.
Awesome.
Why don't we turn the question back to you, Murph? You answer. What about you?
I would probably 100,000 years.
Oh, I'm sorry to have taken so long. Must have been a bitch while I was gone.
Yep. That would get the crowd riled up.
Yep. Oh,
That's
man.
a good one. That's a good one. You know what? I was going to answer. We had a question on Twitter, and I was going to answer it in the middle of when I was talking about the wrestlers.
Oh, that's right.
Different characters that come out.
Yep.
That they're going to come out with different characters. Someone's going to be the demon. Someone's going to be the Catman. Someone's going to be the spaceman and wrestle as that. Because we had a question from, I think it was Dave, right?
Yes.
And he was asking us, you know the question better than I do, but I knew you were telling me about it. So I wanted to mention Dave's one of our best listeners and followers, and he interacts with us. And Dave, shout out to you because we appreciate it. What was his question?
It was the gist of the question was, Paul and Gene, or more likely Gene.
Did you say jizz of the question?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Is that what did you say? Did you misspeak? Or did I hear
the gist of the question? Gene is on record as saying that Kiss can survive with no original members. Pretty much making them a tribute band, a cover band. And Dave was saying, do you think that that's something that could succeed? And I'll tell you right now, personally, zero chance.
Perpetuity. No.
I would. That would be when I would officially check out of the Kiss Army if that happened.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously Paul can't continue. I think, could Gene with a fake Paul?
No.
I would see Gene play because I know Gene can still play, but why would Gene want to go up there? So then if he's not in there, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
No, that's when even the hardest of Kiss fans go, why am I paying $50, $60 to see this? What is the local, cover band of Kiss charging me? Why am I going to pay them?
Here's the thing. Now, I'll play devil's advocate here. Paul, more so Gene, would sink so much money into that, where they would try to keep the production up, the stage, the pyro, it would keep everything up. So you would be going to see, some shitty cover band that would normally be playing at Brother Mike's at Stonehill, but with the financing of Gene Simmons Incorporated, you're going to be. But still,
he's going to blow all his kids' fucking future on this tour that's going to die.
That's
because Stewart from his grave will be shitting on it.
I mean, if anybody wants to pay, however people want to spend their money, that's up to them. But for me, I would check out.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
No.
Fuck.
No.
Imagine
I'm not even gonna ask Murph because I know he'd be laughing along with us.
Yeah, I would. I mean, we see actually some good tribute bands. With Tommy, you and I have gone seen that Led Zeppelin tribute band. Yep. I'd just rather pay $30 to go see a band in a club.
Exactly.
As a Kiss tribute band than going to see the alleged pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I think they're just looking for a long way to market Kiss for generations to come. Like, there's friggin' Elvis images that play with Elvis's old band from the 70s that's on tour.
Dude, there's
things like that all the time.
There are people doing holograms.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like Dio like Ronnie James Dio. Like get the hell out of here. I'll tell you real quick, because I know we're running long here. But real quick, I think if Kiss wants to continue, quote unquote, after this end of the road tour, my opinion, the best thing that they could do would be to sit down in jeans and a t-shirt like they did back in 1990, whatever it was, and do acoustic shows.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Right, Murph?
Yeah, I would see that, and I think that
I would too.
Nope.
Why no?
Here's what I believe they're going to do, and I think they should do.
Yeah,
is they'll have their own little solo projects. They'll do a book here and there, a TV appearance here and there, and then they'll play for a month in Vegas every year. They'll do the Kiss cruise, and that's it. They'll do residents like friggin' Britney and fucking Cher and make millions opening up a residency in Vegas 1 month and living like kings. Why not? That's not a tour, and that's why they can get away with it. Why not? That's easy enough. They can do that all day, and no one's going to give them shit about fucking lip singing or backing tracks to that. It's Vegas. No one cares. They can make a fortune doing that stuff.
You're right about that. Vegas, it's nothing but entertainment, so nobody would give a shit about the backing tracks and the vocal enhancements.
That's what they can do. Yeah. It's close enough to Paul and Gene in L.A. They can do that in their sleep. They don't have to get that dressed up or work around it. They'll have more theatrics. They can home in on their home stage. They'll do the Kiss cruise. They'll have maybe a solo project here and there. And they can get away with it saying it's not a tour. We're just doing some, Kiss residency in Vegas.
You might be right.
And make a fortune.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Paul in a coffee shop singing the Folgers commercial.
Oh,
God.
Terrible.
Yep.
That being the case, we're at the end. So, as always, we want you guys to please go on and review and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, Spotify, Google Play, and feel free to constantly interact with us. We get questions on Twitter. We can get it on Instagram. We get them on Facebook. And you can email us at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. That's shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We love interacting with you guys. It's always, it's always a pleasure. Tom, anything else you want to talk about with social media and stuff?
No, just like we always say, the big thing is the Apple podcast ratings and reviews, because you're not just giving us a rating and a review. What you're doing is you're increasing our visibility in the podcast world if people search Kiss podcasts, or if people are listening to some of the other Kiss podcasts that have been out there for a really long time, we can appear as, shows that you may like. So it really improves our visibility. And it's, it would be nice to just hear from our listeners. So yeah, we always encourage that interaction.
Yeah. Speaking of email, I wanted to go over an email we got here from Tony, and Tony mentioned our last week's episode when we talked about the earlier version of She, and I stated that it sounds like the Barney Miller theme. He even says that the regular version, go back to Dress to Kill version, and you can hear the Barney Miller feel during the bass solo.
He's right. He's right.
I remember when Barney Miller and Fish come out.
Yep.
It's a great comment. I just remember that when we were talking about our Gmail account. So feel free to email us again. Interact with the social media. We were doing a lot of polls, and you'll see that and we've got a couple great surprises coming up for March and a lot of fun new episodes coming up. And stay tuned. Tom has some great he likes to do a lot of the sneak peeks if you see on our Twitter account. He's got some good ones coming out for you. You'll be taking a look at. And vote on our polls. We love it when we get that interaction. So that being said, Murph, you're up first. Any famous last words?
Well, gents, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to join today. It's been great listening to you. I look forward to listening to future episodes and maybe even seeing you on March 26th. And with that, here's another mess I got myself in. And when you touch me, you ain't helping.
The fuck is that?
Oh,
God. Tommy?
Been broken down, but not defeated. I kept on punching back till I succeeded. We all need to be somebody now.
Well, when you were tucking Murph in his little footy pajamas, because Murph had his underoos in college, and you were putting him to sleep at late night at Flynn, the lights are down low, you knew that Kiss would come out with this, so you were singing to him, "You were always my friend from childhood's end." And on that note, see you later, everybody. Peace out.
Murph, thank you, buddy, for showing up. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Girl Scout. See you guys.